AI is transforming work as we know it, creating wild new roles like virtual world builders and AI ethicists. Here's your roadmap to thriving in the AI revolution, and trust me, it's pure AI dope.
So today, we're diving into how AI is going to change everything about how we work.
Yeah, it's like the big question, right? But,
Yeah.
it's not just about jobs disappearing. That's like the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
We're talking about a whole new world of jobs being created, just like when the internet took off.
Oh, that's such a good point.
Uh.
I remember back in the day, it was all about the webmaster. One person for like the whole website.
Yeah.
And
Now, forget about it.
now you've got front-end developers, UX designers, SEO specialists, the whole 9 yards. AI feels like it's on that same trajectory, creating this whole new universe of specialized roles.
Totally. And what gets me is it's not just about automation, right? Which is what everyone seems to jump to.
Yeah, everyone's like, robots are taking over.
Yeah, exactly. But it's so much bigger than that. It's about how AI can, like, supercharge what humans can already do.
Like having a superpowered sidekick for work. Okay, let's get specific. I've been reading about this role, AI ethicist, which sounds incredibly important.
It is. I mean, as AI gets more and more powerful, we need folks making sure it's being used for good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Not perpetuating biases, protecting people's privacy, that kind of thing. Like, trust in AI is going to be a huge deal.
Huge. And then there's this one that sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie, Prompt Engineer. What even is that?
I know, right? It sounds super futuristic, but it's basically about speaking AI's language. Like, you can ask AI anything, but a prompt engineer,
Yeah.
they know how to ask it just the right way to get the absolute best answer. Like, they're the translators between us messy humans and the AI's logic.
Fascinating. And of course, we got to think about security. AI security specialists, they're going to be busy.
Oh, big time. I mean, especially as AI gets more integrated into things like healthcare and finance, the stakes are getting higher. Like, can you imagine a hospital's AI system getting hacked?
Hey, want our free AI dope top AI tools that we use? Chat below. It's our live Google Sheets packed with over 100 killer tools, video, music, photos, AI voices, productivity, script writing, YouTube hacks, captions, the works. Always growing. Live Google Sheet. Always free. AI dope top AI tools that we use. Download and chat below. Back to the show.
Then you have those folks making our daily interactions with AI
Yeah.
seamless. The conversational AI developers, they're the ones behind those chatbots that are like everywhere now.
That's true. Siri, Alexa, you name it, they're all over the place. And these developers are shaping how we talk to AI, which is becoming more and more normal.
Makes you wonder if we'll even be talking to real people in like 5 years.
Right?
But jokes aside, it's becoming the norm.
It is.
So they're making sure it's, a good experience for us humans.
Definitely.
And we can't forget about those who connect AI to, actual business stuff. The AI solutions analysts. They figure out how AI can make companies more efficient and solve those real-world problems.
Oh, they're key. They're not just like tech geniuses. They've got that business brain too.
Right, they got to speak both languages.
Totally. So it's less about some abstract AI idea and more about, okay, how can we use AI to solve this specific problem for this specific company?
Love it. And of course, with AI getting bigger and bigger, the legal and ethical side is going to be huge. That's where the AI policy advisors step in.
Right. It's like uncharted territory. We want the innovation, obviously, but we also need to make sure AI isn't, running wild.
For sure. These advisors are helping governments and companies figure out the right rules, which feels more and more important every day.
Absolutely.
Every single day.
And then to make sure everyone's playing by those rules, enter the AI auditor.
Oh, yeah. They're like the referees, making sure everything's fair play. I mean, think about it. If an AI is making decisions that affect people's lives, we need to know why it's making those decisions.
Sure.
And that it's not doing anything shady. AI auditors, they bring that transparency.
Huge responsibility. And let's not forget the foundation of all this data.
Right.
AI data quality specialists, they're like the data superheroes, right?
Totally. Bad beta, bad AI. It's that simple.
They make sure the information going into the AI is good, clean, and unbiased, because that's ultimately what determines if the AI is helpful or, actually harmful.
So we've got all these specialized roles popping up around AI, But it's not just about these super focused jobs, right? There's this other trend emerging too, where
Oh, yeah, this is where things get really interesting. It's how AI is actually changing existing jobs, too. Like, we're gonna see this whole new wave of humans and AI working together. It's pretty exciting.
okay, now I'm even more intrigued.
Yeah.
But we'll have to save that for after the break. We'll be right back to dive deeper into how AI is changing the way we work together.
You know, we've been talking about all these like brand new jobs popping up thanks to AI, but what about the jobs that already exist? The ones people are doing right now?
That's what I keep thinking about. So many people are worried AI is going to like make their job disappear.
Right, but I think it's way more complicated than that.
Totally.
It's not just about jobs going poof. It's more like some jobs might become more, well, general again.
Oh, interesting. You're saying like instead of everyone being super specialized, AI might actually make some jobs broader.
Exactly. Like we've seen this trend toward more and more specialization, right?
Sure. Like
Okay.
think about all the different types of engineers there are now.
Exactly. But AI could kind of swing the pendulum back the other way.
Okay, I'm listening. Give me an example.
Okay, so think about like a social media manager. Right now, they might focus mostly on just like content strategy.
Right.
But if AI can help with stuff like designing graphics, writing captions, even analyzing data, suddenly that social media manager can do way more.
I see what you mean. So it's not about replacing them. It's about giving them like AI superpowers to do more.
Yes, exactly. And it's not just social media. This is happening across all kinds of industries. Like imagine a creative director who can use AI to brainstorm thousands of design ideas in just minutes.
Whoa.
Then they can focus on the really big picture stuff, you know? Or a financial analyst who can analyze like massive amounts of data. We're talking social media trends, satellite imagery, all of it, to make better decisions.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely next level.
It's like having a team of like expert assistants working with you at all times.
So cool.
Yeah.
What about customer service? It feels like that's an area AI is already changing a lot.
Oh, absolutely. With AI, a customer service rep can have instant access to like a huge knowledge base, all the customer's data. They can even analyze the customer's tone of voice in real time.
That's wild.
Right. So they can provide like better service way faster and deal with more complicated problems.
And for those of us who, create content for a living, it feels like AI is going to totally change the game.
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. A YouTuber could use AI to edit their videos, create those eye-catching thumbnails, even come up with ideas for their next video. It frees them up to, actually be creative.
To like connect with their audience and focus on the fun stuff.
Exactly. And it could even make it easier for people to start their own businesses.
Oh, interesting. So even if you don't have a whole team or a ton of resources, AI can kind of level the playing field.
Totally. We're already seeing more and more one-person businesses, and AI is just going to make that even easier. It's giving people the power to create something awesome on their own terms.
I love that. Okay, so we've talked about how AI is creating totally new jobs, changing existing jobs, even helping people become entrepreneurs. It's a lot to take in.
It really is. And we're just scratching the surface here. There's even more wild stuff on the horizon that's going to reshape how we work in ways we can't even imagine yet.
Oh, okay. Now you've really got me on the edge of my seat. What else is out there? What's coming next?
Well, one area that's just blowing my mind is like the rise of AI-driven virtual personalities.
Virtual personalities. Wait, what? Tell me more.
Imagine like these virtual beings powered by AI that can actually interact with people, build relationships, even influence what people buy.
Whoa, hold on. That's like taking virtual influencers to a whole other level.
It is. It's taking it way further. But instead of a human behind the screen, it's all AI.
Wow.
Woo.
It's incredible, but also kind of freaky. It makes you think about, like, what does authenticity even mean when AI can mimic humans so well?
That's a big question for sure. And that's why this whole field is creating all these brand new jobs focused on figuring out all the ethical and like practical questions.
Okay, so let's break this down. Who are the people actually creating these AI personalities? What are their jobs like?
One of the key roles is the AI personality designer. They're like the creative brains behind these virtual beings. They come up with everything, the personality, the backstory, the values, even what the AI looks like.
So it's like character design meets storytelling meets psychology.
Yeah, exactly. They need to understand how to create a character that feels real, to connect with a specific audience. It's about making these digital beings that can make people feel something, make them trust the AI, and ultimately, influence their behavior.
Okay, that is a wild mix of skills. It's like they're literally building digital humans from scratch. But once you have this AI personality, where does it, like, live? How does it interact with the world?
That's where the virtual world builder comes in. They create the digital spaces where these AI personalities exist.
So we're talking about, like, virtual homes, virtual cities, virtual planets for these AI beings.
You got it. And these can't just be like static backgrounds. They need to be dynamic, interactive places where the AI can move around and do stuff, you know?
It's like a mashup of game design, architecture, and world building all in one. But this time, it's not for human players, it's for AI.
Right. And as these worlds get more complex and, connected, we're going to see even more specialized roles popping up, like virtual event planners who organize concerts and conferences in these digital spaces, or virtual fashion designers creating clothes for AI personalities to wear.
It's crazy to think about all the possibilities, but it also makes me wonder about the future of work for, us real humans.
Yeah.
If AI can create content, build relationships, even make sales,
Yeah.
what's that going to mean for human creators and marketers
Yeah.
and influencers?
It's the big question, isn't it? And I don't think anyone has a crystal ball to see the future for sure. But I think one thing is clear. The jobs of tomorrow are going to need a different set of skills, a new way of thinking about work.
So what can we do to prepare ourselves? Any advice for our listeners out there?
I think the biggest thing is to just embrace lifelong learning. What's hot today might be totally outdated tomorrow. So stay curious, be flexible, be willing to learn new things and adapt.
That makes me think about what we were talking about earlier, how AI is actually making it easier to learn new stuff.
Totally. AI isn't just this big, scary job-eating monster. It's also this powerful tool to learn and develop new skills.
Right.
So don't be afraid of it. Play around with it. See how it can help you level up and stay ahead of the curve.
Great advice. And also, let's not forget, there are some things AI just can't replicate. Those uniquely human skills.
Oh, for sure. Things like creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, the ability to solve those really complex problems to build real relationships, all of that stuff is going to be gold in the future.
I love that. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive into the future of work, I think it's important to emphasize this isn't something to be afraid of.
I totally agree.
Let's approach it with curiosity,
A thirst for
knowledge and a good dose of optimism.
Yes. The future's full of possibility. And with AI, we can create a world where work is more fulfilling, more meaningful, and honestly, more human.
Beautiful. What a great way to end this conversation. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. All right, so before the break, we were talking about those AI-driven virtual personalities.
Yeah.
Our brain is barely wrapping around this.
It's definitely one of the most wild things happening in AI right now. I mean, we're talking about virtual beings that can interact with people, build relationships, influence decisions, all powered by AI.
It's like influencer marketing on steroids. But instead of a real person behind the account, it's all AI.
Exactly. Imagine a virtual influencer that can create content 24/7, engage with followers, and adapt its personality in real time. It never needs a break.
That's both amazing and, I gotta say, a little bit creepy. It really makes you think about what authenticity even means anymore.
It's a huge question, and that's why this whole area is spawning all these new job roles, people who are figuring out the ethics of it all.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty. Who are the people actually building these AI personalities? What are their jobs like?
Well, one of the key roles is the AI personality designer. They're like the architects of these virtual beings. They come up with everything, the personality, the backstory, even what the AI looks like. It's the whole package.
So it's like character design, storytelling, and psychology all rolled into one.
Absolutely. They need to understand how to create a character that feels real, one that will resonate with a specific audience. It's about making these digital beings that can evoke emotions in people, build trust, and ultimately influence their behavior.
Whoa, that's some serious skill. It's like building a digital human. But once you've got this AI personality, where does it actually exist? Where does it live?
That's where the virtual world builder steps in. They're the ones who actually create those digital spaces where these AI personalities can, live and breathe.
So we're talking about virtual homes, virtual cities, entire virtual planets for these AI beings.
You got it. And these can't just be static environments, right? They have to be dynamic and interactive places where the AI can actually move around, do stuff, and make it feel real.
It's like a mashup of game design, architecture, and world building all in one. But instead of human players, it's for AI.
Exactly. And as these virtual worlds become even more complex and, well, real, we're going to see even more niche roles popping up. Think like virtual event planners who organize like concerts and conferences in these digital spaces.
Yeah.
Or virtual fashion designers who create clothes for the AI personalities to wear. It's going to get wild.
It's mind-blowing. But it also makes you wonder about the future of work for us humans. I mean, if AI can create content, build relationships, make sales, what does that mean for all the human creators and marketers and influencers out there?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? I don't think anyone has a crystal ball that can tell us exactly what's going to happen. But, one thing is for sure, the jobs of tomorrow are going to require a whole new set of skills. We have to change how we think about work.
So, any advice for our listeners who are, trying to prepare for this future?
I think the most important thing is to just, commit to lifelong learning. The skills that are valuable today might be completely useless tomorrow.
Oh, that's so true.
So stay curious, be adaptable, and always be ready to pick up new skills and evolve,
That reminds me of what we were talking about earlier about how AI is actually making it easier to learn and upskill.
Oh, absolutely. AI isn't just this job-stealing monster, right? It's also an incredibly powerful tool for learning and development.
Right.
So don't be afraid of it. Play around with it. See how it can help you level up and stay ahead of the curve.
I love that. And, at the end of the day, there are just some things AI can never replicate. Those uniquely human skills.
Oh, 100%. Things like creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and the ability to solve complex problems, to build real human relationships. Those things are only going to become more valuable in the future.
It's like AI can augment our abilities, but it can't replace our humanity.
Exactly.
And if you want another AI dope deep dive, check this next video and ask yourself, how lucky are we to live in these AI dope times?